Hi, welcome to Cancer Commentaries. Today's thought du jour is to be your own advocate. And this is so important. There's almost nothing more important. It's definitely right up there. And what it means is, first of all, because a doctor says something doesn't make it so. If a doctor says you need surgery, maybe a second doctor will say you don't. If they say you need chemo, maybe a second doctor will say you don't. So I know you're getting the point here. What becomes important, and I've had people say this to me, is especially with cancer, they just want to get it out. They didn't go get a second opinion. The first doctor said they needed surgery and they just want to get it out of their system. Well, that's not the way to do this. What you need to do, the question you need to ask the doctor, is this a very aggressive cancer? Is this something that if I took 2 to 3 weeks and explored options, that I have that kind of time? And an honest doctor, and come on, I think any reputable doctor is going to honestly answer that question. And you'd be surprised. They might say, as long as you address this in the next month, you're going to be absolutely fine. This is what we think you should do. Please feel free to get a second opinion. And go do it. And if the second opinion contradicts the first opinion, you need a third opinion. You need a tiebreaker. I've had this happen to me countless times. We don't even have enough times on this video, enough time on the video for me to give you example after example. I think the greatest example I would give you, though, is in, I believe it would have been 2010, when I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. I went to two different doctors, two different hospitals. They both said, we recommend a double mastectomy immediately. You know, that's the course of action. Is first it's a double mastectomy, then it's chemo. I didn't like that. I wasn't ready for it. I didn't know what my options were. I didn't know how things would look when they were rebuilt. Yeah, I had a lot of concerns. As well as my life. You know, I mean, obviously that was first, and I asked that question, do I have the time to get second opinions? I was told yes. I think they gave me a window of about 4 weeks. I didn't like either of the first two opinions, and I got a third opinion. And the third opinion said, you can do the chemo first. In fact, they felt that this would ultimately become the standard of care, that the chemo is first. And they said, we recommend, especially with all your apprehension, that you do the chemo first, and then after chemo, you have the mastectomy. I then went back to each of the two doctors who recommended the mastectomy first, and they both said they had no problem whatsoever with me having chemo first. Now look at that, you know, and that gave me time to explore the various options available to women. And I can get into that in another segment, but I found something that was terrific. It didn't need the expanders. It's very natural looking. A story for another time. The point is, be your own advocate. Get a second opinion, without a doubt. If you need a third, get a third opinion. Don't do something just because a doctor says so. They're educated, they're wonderful, they are not God. I know we're on a time limit, and I know I'm getting worked up, and I'm going to say, best of everything, I bid you adieu.